Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites. What's going on? Thank you for kicking off the show with a contribution. Malika said, peace and love to you, good sis. Peace and love to you as well, good brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. We're going to let everybody come in because we're going to sort of go over something. And y'all know I'm kind of low-key biting my tongue because I know y'all are being inundated with a certain YouTube beef. It's just getting too messy. I can't. But I did see this clip and I wanted to talk to you guys about it. I'm going to go ahead and just show the clip and then we're going to talk about it. Like we're going to go sort of point for point with this clip. So without knowing any real background, Cameron, y'all know the rapper Cameron, is talking to his ex on a live stream. Now, this is just a portion of their conversation, but it's an interesting portion of the conversation. So what we're going to do, I'm not going to waste too much time. We're going to take a listen.
Exactly.
Why does that matter? Do you have a girlfriend right now, Kim?
I don't need nobody to protect and provide for me. I'm not looking for that. I'm just trying
You're
to
a
say.
man. I wouldn't expect that.
I'm just trying to say that this is the thing that you think that because you're dating somebody, like for instance, right? Give you an example.
So as a woman, if I share my body with a man, I shouldn't expect him to want to protect and provide for me. Is that what you would teach your fucking daughter?
The problem, so I'm not having sex with my daughter.
What are you talking about?
Just make up your mind.
No, it's not about having sex with your daughter. It's about that's what you would teach your daughter.
Oh, teach your daughter. I'm sorry.
She just having sex with a man that doesn't want to protect and provide for her. Like what?
The problem is this: you want to protect.
You think men and women are equal?
No. What I'm trying to explain to you is this: for me, I rather invest in my female than give my female. And that's the problem.
You never invested in me.
Because you had bad investments. That's why you're in nursing school. I'm trying to explain to you that the investments that you had weren't good.
That's not why I'm in nursing school. I've been working on my nursing degree since fucking 2019.
Why you don't have it yet?
I opened the business to help me get through nursing school.
Which was
passive income.
Which was a bad investment. Right. Anyway, like I was trying to explain, because it's a bad investment or somebody gives you an opinion, you reverse it into a nigga don't want to protect, provide. You never looked out for me. Yo, you didn't really like you always looked past me, because I don't think what you were doing was going to make money for yourself or for me. That's how you revert it to say, yo, you never want to look out for me. You never did this for me. You never believed in me. You always looked past me, because I give you my real opinion on situations. It was a time where Sin and PT and Callie called me and said, Kim, you know what? You're right, man. I be bugging.
Huh.
Exactly.
Why does that matter?
Now, y'all heard what was said, but I'm gonna roll it back and we're going to go sort of point for point. Exactly. Not listening, getting loud, and proving his point. Completely proving his point. And we're going to go through again without me having any particular background. I don't know nothing about their relationship, whether or not parts of it was public or not, or whatever the case. I have no idea what their past consisted of. However, him and having this conversation with her, I guess she was willing to have it publicly or what have you, was crazy work on her part. And a lot of women do not understand what's wrong with what she's saying. Many women will listen to her and not see the problem with what she's talking about. Well, what do you mean a man should not protect, provide? But we're going to talk about that as well. So let's start from the top.
Do you have a girlfriend right now, Kim?
I don't need nobody to protect and provide for me. I'm not looking for that. I'm just trying
You're
to
a
say.
man. I wouldn't expect that.
I'm just trying to say that this is the thing that you think that because you're dating somebody, like for instance, right? Give you an example.
So as a woman, if I share my body with a man, I shouldn't expect him to want to protect and provide for me.
Now, the problem with that statement right there is it doesn't allow for accountability for the woman. If you are just sleeping with a man, no. Ladies, no. If you are simply just sleeping with a man, you don't owe him submission and wifely things, as y'all say, and he don't owe you husbandly duties. He does not owe you protection and provision. He don't. Because if you're going to lay down with a man that you have not garnered a commitment with, you have not spoken with, had this conversation with, this man has not volunteered basically and told you that this is how he's going to move with you and that he's willing to protect, provide, because y'all say that a lot, protect, provide. And many people, unfortunately, both men and women don't really know exactly all that means. It falls into money and I got to put my physical life on the line, in which protecting and providing is so much more than both of those things till it's absolutely ridiculous. But getting back to the point that she's talking about, no, if you are just sleeping with a man, he does not owe you protection and provision at all. If y'all can walk around here and say that the men that y'all have been dating for a year or 2 years or what have you, and y'all are boyfriend and girlfriend, and you are saying that as a girlfriend, you are not going to do wifely duties with him or for him until he upgrades you to a wife, and until then, we're going to stay at the girlfriend mode, whatever that means to y'all, then he doesn't owe you what husbands owe. Husbands owe protection, provision, spending from his wealth to maintain you, making sure that he's emotionally available, mentally available, a spiritual leader, sexually available, all of these different things, all of these various levels of availability. That is for the husband and the wife. And I've said this before. So many want the situationship and be mad that it's not a marriage. Want the transaction and are mad that the transaction is not the covenant. You cannot continue to get into these transactional, situational, baby mama, baby daddy situations with each other and then be angry, upset that it never develops into the covenant of marriage. Nobody got married. Nobody. Nobody. So, no, ma'am, it does not. You do not just get provision and protection from a man that you are just sleeping with, because you sleeping with him is up to you. You sleeping with him is up to you. Unless he's taking it, you sleeping with him is your business. That's your decision. You make a decision every time that hotline bling, you go over there or he come where you at. If ain't nobody got no guns to nobody's head, what are we saying? What are we talking about? We'll continue.
That you would teach your fucking daughter?
The problem, I'm not having sex with my daughter.
What are you talking about?
Just make up your mind.
No, it's not about having sex with your daughter. It's about, that's what you would teach your daughter.
Oh, teach your daughter, I'm sorry.
She just having sex with a man that doesn't want to protect and provide for her? Like, what?
The problem is.
Then they go into, is this what you would teach your daughter? No. That is not what a sensible man would never teach his daughter, to just be sleeping around with men. Daddies don't ever want to think of their daughters as even having sex at all. Maybe when they marry, maybe. Okay. So a sensible father would not be teaching his daughter to just lay up with men in the hopes that the man is going to somehow snap in his mind that, oh, the sex is not an equal give and take. I have to do something more than the sex. That only comes about in committed relationships and marriages. That don't happen in a transaction. It don't. It doesn't happen in the situationship. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Because if y'all thought y'all bodies was so important and so valuable, you wouldn't be passing it out to everybody. You wouldn't do it. Y'all, those of you who have ridiculous body counts and y'all in and out of these little relationships, so-called, and y'all in and out of these situationships, 2-3 situationships in a year, you might stick with one of them, you know, a year or two, you having babies over here, one over there, and all that kind of stuff. If you thought that your access or your allowance to access for sex was so important and meaningful and valuable, you would be much more selective with the type of men and how and who these men are that you laying down with. There's no way. There's no way. Because even if we're living in a society like we do now that don't necessarily prioritize marriage, even under them circumstances, if y'all thought that y'all sex was so incredible and it was so incredibly valuable, and a man should really just, you know what I'm saying, be really grateful and thankful that he's able to access you intimately in that way, then you would be super selective about that guy. Super selective about that guy. Whole culture would not be as intertwined into regular dating, quote unquote, dating culture like it is now if y'all thought that. But too many of y'all can be bought. Y'all sex can be bought. Too many of y'all sex can be bought. Whether or not you will deal with a man at all or for any length of time, especially dealing with men that you don't really like, or dealing with men that are red flags, dealing with men that don't really give you what you want out of a relationship and things of that nature. If he got a certain dollar amount, or he can provide a certain look, a certain clout, or a certain type of lifestyle, too many of you can be bought. So men are not going to value that. Men are not going to value that. We come back. And I see the contributions. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. We definitely going to get to them.
Is this you want to protect?
You think men and women are equal?
No, what I'm trying to explain to you is this. For me, I rather invest in my female than give my female. And that's the problem.
You've never invested in me.
Because you had bad investments. That's why you're in nursing school. I'm trying to explain to you that the investments that you had weren't good.
That's not why I'm in nursing school. I've been working on my nursing degree since fucking 2019.
Why you don't have it yet?
I opened the business to help me get through nursing school.
Which was a bad
income.
Which was a bad investment.
I'm gonna tell you why she's unstuck, and why what he said was spot on. She said, you never invested in me. Most women don't understand what investment looks like. Most women don't understand what investment looks like. What a man investing in you looks like. Okay. How you been working on a nursing degree since 2019, beloved? It is 2026, beloved. Beloved. Huh? 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So 7 years? A nursing degree? What kind of nurse you trying to be? Bad investment. She said, I opened up a business to pay for it because I needed passive income. Bad investment. Bad investment. Why? Why, Crimson? Why is opening a business in order to have income to pay for a degree so that you don't have debt? Why is that a bad investment? Because opening a business is not how you get passive income. That's number one. Opening a business, becoming a business person, becoming an entrepreneur, that is not how you receive passive income. Passive income is garnered from income. First, you have to have active income. Then you take a portion of that income and you put it into something. Passive income is when you make money work. Not you. You don't work for the money anymore. Passive income is when the money makes the money. You'll be making money in your sleep. That's passive income, where you don't have to be present all the time in order to receive the money and receive the income. People who make good investments, though, that's passive income, especially if people are receiving dividends and things of that nature from those investments. If someone has property, let's say they own some commercial, let's say they own some property and they have, they're renting out commercially. Okay, so they own property, they own a building, and they rent out office space, they rent out store space. This is commercial rentals. That's passive income. You don't always have to be there doing any work. You have to own the building. You have to have all that paperwork straight. And then you collect the rent from the people who want to rent in that space. You know, all things being ideal. That is a form of passive income. It's income. Passive income is income that you are not trading your time and effort for in order to receive the income. Starting a business is not passive income. That actually takes income. Whatever you were doing, whatever kind of 9-to-5 job, hustle, whatever you were doing for income, you have to use that as part of capital for whatever business that you're building. And if you need a lot of seed capital, you need to go get a loan. You need to raise funds. You need to have lines of credit and all of those sort of things. That is not passive income. That is work. That is work. And a work that has, depending on what kind of business you open, has a high failure rate. Most people don't know how to run a business. Most people think running a business and being an entrepreneur is the same thing as a self-employed person. That's even worse. Self-employed is even worse. Self-employed and a business owner are two totally different people. If I braid hair for a living, if I'm a hairdresser, I'm self-employed. Okay? I'm self-employed. If I am a hairdresser, let's say I can braid hair, I can lock people's hair. I can do hair. And I do hair every weekend in my house. That's a hustle. If I start getting a lot of clients to the point where I don't have to do my day job, I'm self-employed. That means I don't have a boss. I'm my own boss, but I'm also my own employee. I don't have other employees or anything like that. I'm self-employed. That's not a business owner. Businesses are systems where you have employees, and then you have systems in place to where the employees, however you break it down in a hierarchy, the business can run without your hands on it every day. Now, a business owner has to build such a system. So until that system is built, the business owner has to have their hands on it. So the business owner starts as a self-employed person. If they want to expand it, it becomes a business. If they scale it properly, it becomes a business. If they're able to hire other people to delegate tasks and they do that successfully, that becomes a business. If they scale it to such a degree that I can step back out of the tasks, I don't have to come to the shop all day. I don't have to help sweep the floor. I don't have to help, okay? That means that I created systems that were operable and efficient enough that other people could do it and do it well. I don't have to look over their shoulder. I don't have to micromanage them. I can come in, I can make sure that the systems are functioning properly. That's a business. Both of those things take an immense amount of time and energy and money in order to do. So if you started a business or became self-employed while trying to get a nursing degree, no wonder you started in 2019 and it's 2026 and you don't have it, because you had to stop. This is why Cam is saying this is a bad investment. This is why it's a bad investment, because you had to stop going to school, which was the whole purpose of trying to quote unquote start the business, was to pay for the school. But if you had to stop going to school in order to focus on the business, you hustling backwards from the goal. That's a bad investment. It's a bad investment. That's what Cam is talking about. Who would do that? He probably told her don't do that. He probably told her don't open up no business, just go to school. Get the loans or work. Like, go to work, do some kind of work to help you offset like the final cost of whatever loans or whatever cost of the degree and things of that nature. But you acting stupid. Because you see she got a whole little neck roll and eye roll thing going on. Come on, girl. How you got this type of energy for this man and you and him ain't together? Ain't no way you still got neck roll energy for a man you ain't with no more. Unless you still like him. Or you salty about how it ended. Which one?
Right. Anyway, like I was trying to explain, because it's a bad investment or somebody gives you an opinion, you reverse it into a nigga don't want to protect, provide. You never looked out for me. Yo, you didn't really like you always looked past me, because I don't think what you were doing was going to make money for yourself or for me. That's how you revert it to say, yo, you never want to look out for me. You never did this for me. You never believed in me. You always looked past me, because I give you my real opinion on situations. It was a time where Sin and PT and Cal.
You heard what he said. I give you my real thoughts and opinions. Translation. You be coming to me with ideas. You call yourself fake asking me for my 4 P's. You want my system, order, and structure. You fake come to me to ask me from a fake standpoint about my systems, my order, and my structure. Okay? You fake ask me for provision. You think because you think my provision is just me shelling you out money to get you started on whatever kind of half harebrained scheme you came to me with, and I was supposed to just give you a few stacks, tens of stacks, $20,000 or whatever kind of money you thought I was gonna give you in order to cook up your cockamamie idea. And instead of me giving you money, I was giving you my actual provision. I was presenting to you my problem-solving skills. When you brought to me your idea about what you wanted to do, I started problem solving. Nope. I start poking holes. That's not going to work because, baby, that's not going to work because this thing is a problem. That thing is going to come bite you in the butt. What about this issue? Did you think about that issue? It's not going to work. That's not going to work. Why would that work? And knowing Cam, he probably, you know what I'm saying? He talking how he talking. So she feel a way about how he approaching it and how he telling it to her. But instead of hearing what he's saying and why he's saying what he's saying, she don't want to hear what he's saying. She just want to get caught in her feelings about you not helping me. But I am helping you. Many women do not understand that the men that they are with who actually mess with them will attempt to problem solve for you when you come to them. It's up to you to accept what was said. It's up to you to accept what was said. She thought his help was she was going to be able to come and say, yeah, baby, I want to start up a business, you know, and he was supposed to say, okay, baby, how much money you need? No. Because if this is going to be successful, if you're serious, then we actually got to sit down and talk about that. I'm not just going to blindly hand you whatever kind of little money you thought you needed. But no, because we ain't even talked about what kind of money. We ain't even crossed that bridge yet. Because I'm trying to tell you that the idea is stupid. So the reason why we're not going to get any money towards it is because the idea is stupid in the first place, beloved. The idea is not efficient. It's not workable. Why would that work? Why would you try to start a business to pay for a degree, but starting the business take money, time, energy, this, that? It's gonna take away from you concentrating and focusing on the nursing degree, because what she not understanding is that those are two big endeavors, especially if we talking about being a real nurse and not like no CNA and nothing like that, right? If we're talking about getting a real nursing degree, registered nursing and stuff like that, like a real nurse, okay? A real nurse that's going to make some money somewhere. From every person that I have ever heard talk about getting their nursing degree, that is a hard fought degree. That is not an easy degree to get. I have never heard a nurse that successfully completed the nursing program say that anything about that nursing degree, the tests, the exams, the studying, the stuff you got to know, I have never heard them say that that was easy. I have never heard them say, well, that was easy. Every single nurse said that was hard. It was one of the hardest things that they could do. Passing them exams was difficult. The pressure is immense. Have to really buckle down, like you got to really lock in and get that degree. You really earn it. How you gonna lock in trying to start a business on a side? Girl. The best you could have came up with outside of a 9-to-5 is to get you like a little side hustle or something you could do that didn't take up a whole lot of your time. Some kind of little side hustle. I don't know. It was 2019. You could have did Uber. Run you an Uber real quick. Get you a few dollars to offset some money and things of that nature. A hustle, not a business, a hustle. Hustles you can do. A hustle you can do. A hustle you might have to do. We're gonna go to a commercial break. That's how you know she ain't know nothing about no money or nothing like that. I'm actually gonna answer. I will answer money questions about, because I'm seeing people having questions about passive income. Put it in a super chat and I'll answer it. But what we're gonna do right now is we're going to go to a commercial break. I'm gonna go over these super chats and we're going to continue to talk about what we need to talk about. But after these messages, we'll be right back. Okay? Because the link is pinned to the top of the chat, ashkicking.com. If you're looking to keep your skin looking and feeling its absolute best, then you need the body butter that is on the screen right now. Okay? If this is going to be your first order, please take advantage of the 10% discount using the promo code Crimson at checkout. Once again, that link is pinned to the top of the chat, ashkicking.com. Okay? I owe you guys a bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button. Bam, bam. You got to go ahead and hit the like button. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, Bernard, for the contribution. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you. And thank you, Charles, also for the super sticker. I appreciate you as well. And hey, Miss Simone, how you doing?
Mr. Grid.
What's poppin', twin?
How's it going?
Hey, you doing?
Hopefully everything has been going well for you and for everybody. So he was attempting to give her that SOS, the system, the order, the structure. She denied it. You don't want to invest in me. Yes, I did. I tried to invest some of the most important parts, not just my money, but how to really make money and how to think about it. Not only how to make money, but how to think of money. And not just giving. That was one of the important things that he said too. I don't want to just give my woman. I want to invest in my woman, because giving people something doesn't necessarily that doesn't give people the true value of it. To give people something, especially when we're talking about money, and when we're talking about giving particular dollar amounts to people around you that don't have any concept of money. Most times that is not a good idea, and most people take advantage of it. You think about people who go make money and they're the only one, they're the rich one in the family. They're the ones from the family that make it. And then they try to give their family members. How many times do the family members get mad? How many people have actually lost their wealth trying to give their families, brothers, sisters, mamas, daddies, trying to give them money? And y'all can come live off of me, or I'll make sure y'all good. It's a limit to making sure people is good. Because when people didn't have to work for that money, and they don't know what it takes to get that money or to maintain the money, and then you just start giving it to them, that's a problem. Because people suffer from the poverty mindset. People struggle with that, and they think it's normal, so they don't think to change it. And Black people got that bad. If one of us, quote unquote, make it, all of us make it. I remember one time reading that what's his name? I forget the comedian's name. Smokey. What's his name? I forgot his real name. But Smokey from Friday. He said once his family realized that he was a multi-millionaire. Chris Tucker, thank you. Chris Tucker said once his family realized that he was making multi-millions a year, that's how much money he was making. He said they quit their job. He said he told them, go get your job back. I'm rich. Not you. How you rich? I make this money. I go out here and make this money. I'm making these movies. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. What you quit your job for? So you think I'm just gonna carry y'all? Oh, no. That's what we not gonna do. The fact that y'all quit y'all job tell me everything I need to know. Because why would you do that without having a conversation with me? What did you think my response should have been? You know, if one of the people make it rich and stuff like that, I don't mind buying a few gifts, even giving out a little money, hey, because I know we was all struggling, But I am not going to just take care of you. Because if you want to really live this lifestyle, you're gonna have to learn the lessons I learned. You're gonna have to learn them lessons, because you're gonna have to have an actual understanding of this so that you won't have entitlement. The understanding is there to get rid of the entitlement about it. Like, we're not gonna do the entitlement. You're not going to feel entitled because I make $30 million and every time I get a $10 million check, you think you're supposed to get 7 of them. No. Well, you got it. I do, and not for you. And we'll swear to God that's being mean to people, but it's not being mean. Because if you let your family, friends, homeboys, homegirls, and all of that do how they want to do, you won't have nothing. You won't have nothing. And then they'll be looking at you. And on top of that, no matter how much you give them, it'll never be enough. It'll always be a complaint in their mouth about it. And he bought him a house and he bought me this little piece of car. Now, the little piece of car is a Benz. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I paid for the apartment for such and such because they was on the street. You wasn't on the street. Right. Entitlement mixed with no financial illiteracy. You financially illiterate and entitled to somebody else's money. How do it work? Thank you again, Bernard. Said he was supposed to pay for her business managing, put her name on it, and she was supposed to sit back and collect profits passively. Exactly. You hit the nail on the head. That's exactly the case. That's what she meant by passive. Somebody else do it. My name be on the money though. And I can still pay attention to my nursing, and then you just do it. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Oh, and I seen my guy up in here. What's going on, Rainbow? How you doing? How you doing, Rainbow Kid?
Mr. Green!
What's poppin', twin?
How's it going?
How you doing?
And thank you, Ezel said, Clarissa, she'll say your family don't want what you give them, they want what you have. Exactly. Without the understanding, the appreciation, nor the responsibility of having it. They think every time you put the spoon in your mouth, a spoonful to go to their mouth. No, that is not how that works at all. That is not how that works at all. Every time I take a sip, you supposed to drink. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. What make you think that? Amazon employees do not get to sit back and twiddle their toe every time Jeff Bezos twiddle his toe. And I don't even think he the active CEO no more. Who's the active CEO of Amazon now? But every time Jeff Bezos twiddle his toe, them Amazon workers can't twiddle their toe. You better clock in. What you doing? Well, you took a vacation. I'm the boss. I'm the captain now. I'm the captain. You gotta clock in. Don't mess around and get docked. You will get docked. You want me to dock your pay? Even the one, and I'm talking about the Amazon workers, not even the ones that be delivering stuff. I'm talking about the other ones that might be like on the board. They still can't take a drink when he take one. They can't take a flight when he take one. I know you on the board and everything. But you the VP of operations. Ain't you supposed to check in? You supposed to check in when I don't. You check in and I check you. You check in on them and then I call you. Right? Every time I buy a Benz, you don't get no Benz. You get a Benz later. You don't get a Benz every time I get one. And a lot of women don't understand when men want to invest in them. That's not just giving you money. That's helping you understand how the money is earned and what the money should do and how to do it. That's the true investment. And in that way, see what that does is that gives you a level of independence and autonomy in order to be able to get money without asking him. Not that your husband would mind giving it to you, but if also, and the men can correct me, do it feel good to know your woman can kind of go get it too? She ain't gotta beg you for every time she want, every time she want a little piece of peanut brittle. May I have a little peanut brittle, master? Please. Come on. You just want to come along for the ride, but you don't want to do nothing. You just want to be along for the ride, but you don't want to do no work. You know who is eternally salty? Who else is eternally salty? That she dropped that bag because she didn't want to do no work. And she saw the bag coming in and thought 50 Cent baby mama. The original one, the one with the grown boy. To this day, she's salty on the internet about that man. That boy is well into his 20s. Ain't he almost 30? He like in his mid-20s. That boy almost 30 years old. If he ain't 30. Looking just like his daddy, too. She's still on the internet crying about what 50 did 90,000 years ago. It don't matter. You should have got with the program. You thought having that little big-headed boy was going to make 50 do something that he wasn't going to do. And I don't think 50 would have minded. But the problem with that chick is she's stuck. You can hear her. She's stuck. She didn't have any potential for growth. Not the growth of her mind, not the growth of her spirit, not coachable. He probably tried to get her, hey, help me do this part. You do that part. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, you getting all this money. You can't just do. And that wasn't good enough. That's how it proved my point. That wasn't good enough. Because the reason why the internet be laughing at her so bad is because she actually had it made. After he said, well, me and you can't really be together, but I will take care of my child. And wasn't he sending her? He was sending her a good amount of money every month. Way more than she needed. Enough to set her up. It was enough to set her up. She could have used that money and set herself up, set her and that boy up real nice. She didn't do it. Wanna be greedy. You greedy and financially illiterate and emotionally stuck in a impoverished mindset, so you didn't have no growth. So you took your salty behind to the child support office. And child support court said, oh, baby, he paying you way too much money. He paying you way too much money now. Oh, you only gonna get about $5,000-$6,000. And she was gagged. Okay, she was gagged. Gagged her. She gagged to today. It gagged her so bad she ain't recover from it. She hit 2026 gag. And 50 said, okay. I mean, what you want me to do? Because I set you up. I had you set up. And you don't have you entitled and silly. You are entitled and you still thinking in that low vibrational way. You still got that. Like I said, the poverty mindset, you still got it. You still have that mind. And you haven't gotten rid of it. 50 now moved on. 50 a whole mogul with his own production companies and all of that. A whole businessman. Move how he want to move around now. I decapped him now. You bailed off the ship. It didn't get out the port good before you jumped off and swam back. Too bad. Don't know about. The only reason I ain't talk about Vivica with 50 is because Vivica's issue with 50 is more, it's not so much money based. It's not so much money based. Even though, like, I'm sure he has more money than her. It's a little bit different dynamic between her and him. Couldn't come with. When people can't, that's saying everybody can't come with you. Sometimes that apply to your wife or your woman. And it apply to your family. Everybody can't come. And the reason everybody can't come is because they can't get out of their own way and they can't change their minds. Like they mind can't change. They can't even for a moment entertain another thought other than the thought that they're having. Can't be bothered to think of things from a different perspective. Black people, we got that real bad. I'm going to say that and then we're going to start cutting out. Black people got that really bad. We are very much one. I've been thinking about this lately. One of the other reasons that feminism took hold in the Black community so well and among Black women is because it is socialist and Marxist, and Black people are socialists. Black people are socialists. We socialists. We like socialism. We do. Black people like socialism. We don't like capitalism. We don't even like the concept of capitalism. We don't like that. We like the riches that come from capitalism. But if one of us becomes rich through capitalism, we think that that rich person is supposed to practice socialism with their money. That if I become a millionaire, everybody gets to live a millionaire lifestyle around me. No. No. And we literally will get mad. We will get hopping mad We will be upset. We will stop talking to folk. We will backbite. We will drag them. We will try to guilt trip. All of that. We get vicious. That is, without understanding that deeper concept, that is what Clarissa Shields was saying. They don't want what you give them. They don't want the help. They want what you have. Socialism, we want what you have. If one has it, all of us have it. Not help, I have what you have. And because we think that way, this is why we don't really patronize each other's businesses and stuff either. Because we don't want to help each other get rich. We'll help everybody else get rich, but we won't help us get rich. If we see a black person doing well, they got it. I ain't got to go over there and get them no more money. That's how we think. Say I'm lying. Say I'm lying. We see a black person have a business and things of that nature. They running a restaurant or they run a store or something like that. And let's say it's doing well. We'll stop. I gotta go over there. They all right. Well, I ain't gonna remain all right if I don't get the patronage. This is why, unfortunately, black people, if they want to have a successful business selling a product or a service, they cannot rely on black people for that patronage at all. That's why so many businesses that market a product or service to black people specifically struggle so much. You know why they struggle so much? And we fickle. You do anything that we don't like or anything that we don't understand, then we'll stop helping and patronizing your business and stuff like that. We'll cancel you. We cancel you real bad. We'll cancel you real bad. That's why any black person that want to own a business, you sell a product, you sell a service, things of that nature, do not cater your stuff to black people. Don't do that. Let your stuff be universal stuff. Because why FUBU is not still on the top of the market? Why Car Kanai is still not on the top of the fashion market? Why? Because we will patronize Gucci and Prada and Louis and all of that kind of stuff. But why would we let FUBU go out of, quote unquote, go out of style? Why would we allow that? Knowing how difficult it is for black people to really enter the fashion space. We were supposed to keep Car Kanai alive. And FUBU and them. And any other black owned fashion and stuff like that. The only one we kind of tried to keep up a little bit was Sean John, and then that went on down. And then we wonder why black people don't, when they do get somewhere, they don't fool with the rest of us. Because you're just not going to do that to me. You're not gonna do that to me. Thank you so much. Quiet Faith said we don't like capitalism. We like the riches from it. We expect others to be socialists with their money. Well said. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Yeah. I'll do the fit check. We have sustained Sheen, Fashion Nova, and Temu more than we have sustained black fashions and clothing lines and things of that nature. We have sustained Sheen. And I'm not saying we can't shop at these other places, but why can't we also make sure that when our black men and women have businesses and things of that nature, that we support them to the same degree and with the same amount of vigor that we do these white brands, these European brands? Because some of that stuff ugly. Evisu ugly. A lot of Louis stuff ugly too. I done seen a lot of little Gucci purses and little jackets. They ugly. They ugly. They ugly. You'll pay $9 million for it. It's ugly. Some of that stuff ugly as homemade sin. Them little jackets and some of them little belts and stuff like that. Look at what is that? Negroes will buy anything for social status. Seen somebody riding around in one of them little cyber trucks. They ugly. Why did you buy that? Why would you buy an ugly cyber? Why would you buy that? Why would you buy that thing? That is an ugly thing. Ain't no way you feel good pulling up in that. Ain't no way. You ought to feel used. Roll hard and put up wet after you make your payments every month. You ought to just be demoralized when they debit it out. And you study, got to get in it every day. And it's running, it literally is a box with wheels on it. It's a rhombus with wheels on it. Don't even look like it's got no good trunk space, all that rhombus in the back. Most of them Teslas ugly. I ain't seen but one or two of them look halfway decent. Most of them Teslas is ugly. They ugly. Balenciaga ugly. Them shoes is ugly. Looking like you can float on the clouds of Jupiter in them. They ugly. Looking like somebody vomited. It's ugly. Right, that Cybertruck, the car we used to drive in kindergarten, really thought we was driving. You know, we thought we was really artistic about it, you know. And we'll go by that, we'll save up and all that kind of stuff. Be trying to buy knockoffs and all that. Why are you buying that stuff is ugly? You know that stuff ugly now. You know it don't look like nothing. You study buying it. Study got them folks in business. Them folks should have been out of business making that little ugly stuff. The way it ain't no quality control on them Teslas, Tesla should have been shut down. Now Elon would have still been rich, but he wouldn't have had Tesla because they was showing them Teslas and the windshield wasn't lined up with the hood good enough and all that kind of stuff. Y'all still run over there bad. Them hoodies and all that kind of stuff, it's ugly now. Y'all know that stuff don't look good. At least we was kind of cute in the 90s with some of it, but come on now. Yeah, at least Fat Farm was cute. You know, it had the little cat, you know. It was something cute about it. At least let it be cute. Y'all just want it because it say that name on there. Y'all will pay $1 million for them Lacoste. You know, when I was growing up, Lacoste was in Zayres and Venture. I remember that little alligator. That little alligator didn't mean nothing in the 80s. Do you understand that was like going to the Goodwill getting them? We used to go to the Goodwill and get them. Do y'all know that? We used to go. I remember them little alligators. My mama when we used to go school shopping, they was at Zayres, Venture, Kmart. Used to get them two for, you know what I'm saying, like a little two for deal. They would have them, all the little polo shirts, they would have them in a different color, the white ones, the blue ones, the green ones. Montgomery Ward, you know, if you was fancy, you get to go to JCPenney, they had them. And I got grown, and then I seen Lacoste again. I said, oh, who they got on Lacoste? And they said that was a big brand now. I said, oh, they the captain now. I was gagged. I was like, oh, them used to get them out the Goodwill. Okay. Somebody say Lacoste is black on. Well, if it's black on, then that's good for them then. Not it's from Roblox. It is from Roblox. Y'all know that thing is big and stupid looking. You know, something like that big and had the audacity to get stuck in some snow. You better not get stuck in no snow. It won't, you know, it look like it do one thing and it don't look like it function, but it don't. Slipping and sliding on just a little bit of snow and a little bit of slush, you be sideways. Them things is horrible. I hate them Cybertrucks. I hate all them Teslas. I hate electric cars, period. But if we just looking at the aesthetics, it is ugly. It is ugly. It is ugly. You won't shut me off. Let me get to the rest of these super chats. Thank you again, Charles, for your super sticker. I greatly, greatly appreciate you. Thank you so much. And thank you, Miss Regina said, facts. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody that came to talk with me and chill with me. I'm going to go ahead and get on up out of here. But once again, I thank you guys. Be mindful that I am now your girl, Crimson Cure. We expanding. So I am on TikTok, I am on Instagram, and I am on Facebook. under Crimson Cure. I'm Crimson Cure everywhere. So all you got to do is type it in. My content will come up. So make sure that you tune in over on TikTok, tune in over on Instagram, tune in over on Facebook if you haven't. All right. And we're going to start doing some different things over on these other platforms as well. Okay. Thank you so much. Terrence said that's the car from Macintosh computers in the 80s from Shop Class. Thank you so much. And thank you for the laugh, because yes. Oh, give me that Windows ENT MS Paint. He sat there in MS Paint and did it. Then said, we gonna make this their bag. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thank you guys so much. Once again, jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, is the Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.